So Diablo's all done, and just finished tweaking up some stuff on it. So figured might as well go for a little spin. I always find the best way to find out how something is by actually showing people what it is. And my thoughts on this Jeep are basically this. If a supercar company started to build Jeeps and off-road vehicles, this is the one they would build. It's basically got everything you can think of to make this thing the ultimate ass-kicking beast. It's got Dana 60s front and rear, King coilover shocks, King air stops, Atlas T-case, and something else really big is important. Oh, a Hellcat. That's right, baby. This thing is insane. Unreal. Still, I've drove it a few times now, and every time I wail on this thing, it still catches me by surprise. It's got that much jam. I got like goosebumps every time. It's crazy. Love it. I love it. So some specs on this thing. Hellcat by Crate Engine, the way this one's configured. Flywheel horsepower is 707 is what they advertise it at. Sometimes you don't really know what you're getting with Crate engines because, well, honestly, you didn't get to see the dyno. But after putting this whole thing together, and this thing managed to pound out to the ground with 40-inch tires, 577 horse to the ground. That's a lot. This thing's like, man, we called it El Diablo, but it really is like the key to hell. And Hellcat's perfect because when you uncork this sucker, and if you're not on your game, and if you haven't always been a good boy, you very well could end up in hell. Always going to have some people that ask stupid questions like, you know, well, how is it on gas? Who gives a shit? I mean, it's got a Hellcat in it. I mean, of course, you don't build something like this to be good on gas, but it's how many miles per gallon, right? It's that old deal. But honestly, we've found if you're just kind of driving it around like city driving, it's no different than any of the other Jeeps that we've built. Better and goes a hell of a lot faster, but still you are going to get people that are going to say 577 horsepower, how can you make use of all that in a Jeep? Well, to those people I say, it's none of your damn business, Karen. I'll do whatever the hell I want, and that's just the way it is, and that's how Mike is, and this is what he wanted. He wanted something that he could just stomp on it and it immediately puts a smile on your face. Well, I tell you what, if that's what you wanted, this is the rig for that. Plus, you can climb mountains and shit, which is also awesome. What kind of stuff can you put into a build like this? Today, it's insanely windy. It's also cold today. So these heated seats, awesome, loving them. The other cool thing that you can do, especially with the driver's seat, is we put an onboard air system in this thing. Well, the Hellcat ate up all the real estate under the hood. There's just nowhere to put the air compressor. The big tanks and stuff are all located in the back, big skid plating and stuff underneath so they can't get beat up. But the air compressor, yeah, it was tricky to find a spot for that. And you don't want to really mess up your storage space, especially when you're trying to haul around dogs and, you know, and coolers and all this other kind of stuff that you need for, you know, going out to the cottage and all that kind of stuff. So this seat's awesome because we mounted the air compressor underneath the seat. So when you turn it on, your seat also feels like it's got a built-in vibrator and a back massager in it. It's awesome. And another cool thing with these seats, they're also custom, you know, upholstered. They got El Diablo written in them. They also are cooled too. They got electric fans underneath the seats. So when it's, you know, plus 40, tops off, you get the whole back sweat thing going. It's not a pretty picture for anybody. So you can turn the cooled seats on, and there you go. Air conditioning, everything still has, everything functions. This thing drives amazing. For 40-inch tires, it's got a 4.5, 5-inch, very custom long arm kit that I built. And it's street manners and just for driving around town and, you know, basically running errands or doing whatever. It's flawless. It's like driving any high-end luxury SUV. It's smooth as silk, this thing. No squeaks, no rattles, no nothing. You know, it's awesome. Like, I love it. The passenger seat, we stuffed a sub under there, so you can also have a massage chair on that side as well as being heated and cooled seat, which is also very nice for whoever's riding around with you. And the stereo on this thing just pounds. I'm not gonna, you know, play it for you because I can't talk over that stuff as it is, but you got to take my word for it. And in the videos and stuff in the future that Mike will be playing, I guarantee you there will always be music in the background, so you'll get a good chance to hear it then. The other cool thing that we did in AVU and Camrose here, they're the local stereo guys. They came out with some really cool new stuff for head units. And this one, we actually hooked it up so that it operates a lot of the lights and stuff on the vehicle. So like there's lights in the mirrors and in the bumpers and stuff like that. It's all touchscreen. And it's got sat nav. It connects to your cell phone so you can send text messages and talk through it. And it does all that stuff. Bluetooth, everything. It also commands the lockers. So it's all done all right through the head unit. So it's beautiful. There's no extra switches in this thing, not a bunch of cheesy stuff all over the place to run the lights and stuff where you got 5,000 little buttons everywhere. 90% of it is done through the head unit, which makes life a lot simpler. It's a lot cleaner. And there's still a lot more outputs on this radio, so we can operate some more stuff down the road if, you know, that's what ends up happening. If you want to add in some more stuff, because that's how it goes, right? So a few more things that cool options that we built into this rig, just for day-to-day driving wise, and for hauling butt on the highway. If you got lots of go, you got to have a lot of whoa too. So especially when you've got this big a rolling stock, 40s are a lot of rotating mass. This truck's also pretty heavy because you got this huge angry gorilla under the hood, and with the big Dana 60s and big diffs, you know, or TKs, all that stuff, we've added a lot of weight, winches, you know, yada. So we also did a massive brake upgrade on here too. 6-piston calipers. It's all bare brakes. They work wicked. Like, this thing feels like it could stop on a dime, and so you need that. The other thing, when you get Jeeps and you put big oversized tires and stuff on them, steering can get pretty heavy feeling. On this one, we're running 40s on this thing, and it literally feels like you're driving a Honda Civic for steering input. Like we put PSC hydraulic steering on it. Now it's not full hydraulic. There's still the mechanical link from the steering box, to the drag link. It just uses a extra hydraulic ram to assist that setup. So it's assisting the power steering that's already there. Because if you run full hydraulic steering, it's not DOT approved, so you can't drive it on the street. That's strictly for just rock crawlers and stuff like that. But this, it works so slick. Like you're at a tight parking lot or whatever, when you're out wheeling, which you'll, over the next years, you see lots of that stuff with this thing. The steering input's beautiful. Like it's just so nice and light and nimble. A couple other cool things that we added into this when we were customizing the bumpers and stuff. Basically every piece on this truck, there's a lot of parts obviously that we bought. I screwed with everything. I didn't leave anything like bolt on. All this stuff is one off. Everything on here. I made everything special just for this Jeep. And no, I'm not building any duplicate parts for anybody. I don't care who you are. They're all just for this one. And it's all just for this look. And everything was purpose built. And with this game plan in mind. But when we were customizing these bumpers, we also added forward and rear facing cameras, and it all works through the head unit in the dash. So, because sometimes it's nice to, one, when you're wheeling and you're going straight up in the air, the way the camera's pointed, it's kind of pointed, downward, so you can actually see over that cliff that you're about to go over. And sometimes it's nice to be able to see where you're going and what you've just drove over. So there's also one in the back. So when you're coming off of a ledge, you can actually watch the camera and see if your ass end's going to drag. Not that I think this should have much trouble with that stuff, because the departure angles are pretty awesome on here, as well as the approach angles, and it's got tons of flex, this thing. So it should be pretty awesome. Take you guys out wheeling today with this thing. I wish I could, but we're in the middle of Alberta. It's pretty flat around here, so there's not a whole bunch of obstacles and stuff. So sometimes we try to improvise a little bit. Takes to make a diamond is time and pressure, and there's lots of both involved to make this diamond, but it was well worth it. It turned out awesome, and it's kind of a hybrid, really, if you think about it. This one just happens to burn gas and rubber, so it's pretty awesome that way. I just can't get, you can't do that enough times. It's too good. So yeah, and like I said previous, it's all about the smiles per gallon, like really at the end of the day. But so the smiles are free, but as you can see, the gas is not, and this thing's gonna be at this location here a lot. Have a good day, everybody.